Level up your listening with Bose Quiet Comfort Ultra earbuds and headphones with immersive sound and world-class noise cancellation for a not-so-silent night. Visit Bose.com/Spotify to shop sound that's more than a present.
This episode is brought to you by Carnegie Mellon's Tepper School of Business. Want to advance your career or switch fields? An MBA from Carnegie Mellon's Tepper School of Business can help. Earn your degree from a top-ranked business school with a thought-provoking curriculum, one-on-one leadership coaching, support from experienced career counselors, and full-time, online hybrid, and accelerated MBA formats. Join the intelligent future. Visit cmu.edu/Tepper to learn more.
This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 2547, Reinventing the Wheel by Fritz Gilbert of theretirementmanifesto.com. And I'm your host and personal finance enthusiast, Diana Merriam. Now let's get to today's post as we optimize your life. Reinventing the Wheel by Fritz Gilbert of theretirementmanifesto.com. Early in my career, I was often criticized by the veterans for attempting to reinvent the wheel. Later in my career, I often criticized the youngsters of the same offense. Now that I'm retired, I realize we were all wrong. Reinventing the wheel should be a major focus in our lives, especially in retirement. Reinventing the wheel. Imagine for a moment that no one bothered to reinvent the wheel after Fred Flintstone used his amazing leg strength to roll those behemoth stone rollers across that ancient tundra. We may not have to worry about getting a flat tire, but cruising down the interstate would be an entirely different experience than it is today. We can argue semantics, but let's agree for the sake of today's post that reinventing the wheel refers to an intentional quest to continually improve something in our lives. We're fortunate that our ancestors consistently reinvented the wheel to improve it, to customize its design for unique applications. Making something better may be criticized as reinventing the wheel by some, but we should never stop seeking to improve our lives. Instead of Flintstone-era stone rollers better suited to crush grain, we can now buy wheels that allow us to drive in comfort, to drive safely over the snow, to power through the deepest mud, or to ride our mountain bikes on the rockiest terrain. Going further, we can use ball bearings to precisely move a heavy load. We can move a space shuttle across the earth. We can generate hydropower, all because someone had the courage to improve the wheel. Most importantly, when our needs change, we can choose wheels best suited to the environment. Seeking the best wheel for the situation we're facing makes life better. Never stop seeking improvement. Never stop reinventing your wheel. Reinventing the wheel in retirement. The metaphor of reinventing the wheel fits many stages in life, but few are better suited for its application than retirement. For the first time in our lives, we're free to modify our wheels however we see fit. If we think our ride could use some improvement, we're free to change the tires. While reinventing the wheel may have been helpful earlier in our lives, ball bearings for that particularly stressful period at work perhaps, it's absolutely essential during retirement. Retirement is a time of continual adjustment, a time when only you can determine how you'll respond to situations that arise, a time when reinventing your wheel is a skill you must adopt. Most folks struggle at points in their retirement. If you find that's true in your life, it's time to focus on improving your wheel. It's time to try a new approach, and it's entirely within your control. Don't continually complain about your lot in life. Rather, improve your tires and seek ones containing a positive attitude that roll with contentment in spite of the bumps. Even if life is going well, don't settle and let atrophy set in. Find ways to make it better. Work on shaving off that rough spot or add some rubber in the areas that have been neglected. Examples of reinventing a retirement. As I was writing this post, I thought of ways I've reinvented things through the first 3 years of my retirement. Fortunately, I've documented every week in the posts on the site. Going through those archives, I found the following examples of how this mindset can be applied in retirement. Number 1, moving from good to great. When we realized we could do better with our retirement homestead, we sold our original good retirement cabin and moved into a great one. Number 2, changing from a saver to a spender. Making a mental shift to spend to the level we knew we could afford and no longer worrying about the need to save. Number 3, changing our approach to travel. From a cross-country train trip to an extended RV trip to the Pacific Northwest to a shorter RV trip to Michigan's Upper Peninsula, we've intentionally reinvented our approach to travel every year of retirement. Number 4, realizing time mattered more than money. After years of focusing on building our investments, we made the mental shift to realize that time freedom was what really mattered. Number 5, building a dream. The story of our new purposeful workshop and focusing our retirement on things that mattered to us. Number 6, buying a second home in retirement. When our daughter moved closer, we've reinvented our retirement to spend more time with our 2-year-old granddaughter. Conclusion. Retirement is a perfect time to reinvent your wheel. Don't settle for things as they are, but rather seek to continually improve your life experience. If you don't like something, modify it. It doesn't matter if it's large or small. Continually tweaking your approach brings tremendous value, especially in retirement. In closing, the recent change in my approach to this blog is the final example of reinventing your wheel in retirement. When I realized I was living with a self-induced deadline, I decided to reinvent my approach to blogging. Rather than committing to a weekly post, I'm writing without a schedule. I'm spending less time on the keyboard and adding some rubber to other areas of my life. It's been a good change for me, and it's made my life better. I'm reinventing the wheel, and I encourage you to do the same. You've just listened to the post titled Reinventing the Wheel by Fritz Gilbert of the retirementmanifesto.com. Labor strikes, climate change, your beat up office printer. What do they all have in common? Come on, it's all about the money. Economics is everywhere and everything, fueling our lives, even where we least expect it. If you're a fan of Optimal Finance Daily and are curious to learn something new and exciting about economics every week, I recommend you listen to the Planet Money podcast from NPR. Planet Money is a different kind of world where the complex economy actually makes sense, where human stories supersede abstract theories. For example, credit scores may sound complex, but Planet Money can give you simple tips so that you can make better financial decisions. And Planet Money also answers some of life's burning questions, like, will AI take over our jobs? And why are Christmas trees so darn expensive? The Planet Money team lives to tell a good story in around 30 minutes. It's econ for the rest of us. Tune in to Planet Money every week for entertaining stories and insights about how money shapes our world. Stories that can't be found anywhere else. Listen now to Planet Money from NPR, wherever you get your podcasts.
Hold music. You want to avoid it, and so do your customers. So say goodbye to hold music and hello to faster, smarter support with Salesforce. Make service more personal and agents more productive using built-in trusted AI. Then watch costs and wait times drop and satisfaction soar. Support customers in a whole new way with Service GPT. Learn how at salesforce.com/service GPT.
I think improvement is a natural human drive because it can often feel like if we're not growing, we're dying. I've also found that we're constantly navigating change, and so by focusing on improving ourselves, we're better equipped to manage the obstacles that life throws at. We can build our capacity to be more nimble when we need to make pivots. This post reminds me of a speech from the Economy Conference, which is an event I produce. Jillian Johnsrud did a talk titled Unreasonable, where she shared some strategies for navigating seemingly unreasonable dreams like early retirement. You can check it out on the Economy Conference YouTube channel if you're interested. One thing she said that really stood out to me is that all growth happens outside your comfort zone. So in order for us to actually reinvent the wheel and see where that leads, we have to have a willingness to be uncomfortable. And as much as becoming stagnant in life can be unsatisfying, pushing past your comfort zone takes a lot of energy with absolutely no guarantee for results. So what does this have to do with money? A lot, actually. While I don't think money on its own leads to happiness, I think not having to worry about money and getting your basic needs met opens up space in your life to get a little uncomfortable and focus your energy on reinventing the wheel. Focus can shift from merely surviving and paying bills to the deeper questions around meaningful ways you could be spending your time. That'll do it for today and another installment of Optimal Finance Daily. Thank you for listening. I'll be back tomorrow as usual, so I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.